This is the Southside School of Financial Freedom Market Report and Small Account Update for the week ending April 20th, 2024. The market finished mixed this week. The Dow Jones Industrial Average increased 0.56% on Friday and was up 0.01% for the week. The S&P 500 decreased minus 0.88% on Friday and was down minus 3.05% for the week. The Nasdaq decreased minus 2.05% on Friday and was down minus 5.52% for the week. Looking at the week, we can see that there were 3 up finishes versus 12 down finishes for the major indexes. On Monday and Wednesday, all the major indexes finished down. On Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, the Dow Jones Industrial Average finished up while the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq finished down. How did you do? My small account finished down minus 1.82%, but generated cash flow of 0.99%. Even when the market falls and or my account doesn't do well, I still get income or cash flow by selling covered calls and naked puts. This method does not only guarantee cash flow or income, it can also beat the S&P 500. Now, I don't use charts, I don't use fundamental analysis, I don't use indicators or signals, and I definitely don't sit in front of a computer screen all day to watch the market. I simply choose a stock from my watch list to sell covered calls and or naked puts. I do have 5 criteria for choosing stocks to put on my trading watch list. I will not reveal what my criteria are, but if you examine my list, you may be able to figure out the criteria for yourself. The last row is my benchmark row. That is, I measure my performance against gold, silver, and the S&P 500. I choose the stock option based on whether I own the stock and or I would like to own the stock. I choose a strike price, an expiration date, a bid, and I submit a limit order. Then I wait for execution. If the sale does not execute, I may change my order or wait until the next day to submit a new order. Looking at my watch list from the week, the strongest performer on the list was Bitfarms Ltd. Ticker symbol BITF. It's in the second column. It was up 1.59% on Friday and increased 6.08% for the week. Bitfarms is a Canada-based, vertically integrated Bitcoin mining company. It develops, owns, and operates vertically integrated mining farms with in-house management and company-owned electrical engineering, installation service, and multiple on-site technical repair centers. The company mines Bitcoin 24 hours a day at their 11 mining farms, which are located in Canada, the United States, Paraguay, and Argentina. Looking at a summary of results, you can see that Bitfarms has decreased minus 34.02% year to date. I generated cash flow from Bitfarms this week, and I generated cash flow from selling 4 different option contracts, 4 calls that range from $5.34 to $12.34. So on Wednesday, I sold a call for $10.34. And on Friday, I sold 3 calls, one for $6.34, one for $5.34, and one for $12.34. I also received interest of 42 cents. That's a total of only $34.78, which is not a lot of money, but the account is small. That $34.78 in cash flow was 0.99% of my account value. With this system, the money is free and clear. You can take it out of your account and spend it or leave it in to build your cash balance and or invest it. If you want to increase the amount of cash flow, just use a larger account. So for example, to 10x the cash flow to $347.80, use a larger account with a larger amount And instead of selling one of everything I sold, sell 10. This strategy is guaranteed to produce cash flow immediately and every week that it is applied. However, it does not guarantee the amount of cash flow from week to week, nor the value of your account. The amount varies and the account value varies. Despite the variations in amount and value, the goal is to generate cash flow and beat the S&P 500. And that is what I am openly showing you every week as it happens. Please note that most professional money managers and their strategies do not consistently beat the S&P 500 every year. They usually lose, and they lose by a lot. Last year, this method beat the S&P 500 by almost 12%, but in 2024, so far, my account is down to minus 27.74% versus 4.18% up for SPY, which is an S&P 500 ETF. That is a difference of 31.92%. So I am losing to the S&P 500 by almost 32%. That's after the first quarter of the year. We still have 3 more quarters to go, and I am sure that I will beat the S&P 500 by the end of the year. But it is not unusual to beat the S&P 500 one year and then lose to the index the next year. Will I befall this same fate as most professional money managers? It does look like it, since I am trailing by a lot. Is it time for me to throw in the towel? Or do you think I will gain on the S&P 500? Tune in next week to find out. Bitcoin watch. Bitcoin loss minus 5.32% this past week, and it is in a bull market. It is trading near all-time highs. It is up almost 53% year to date. Some people believe, and I am one of them, that Bitcoin is the most transformative financial asset in 1,000 years. I think the best course of action is to DCA, that is dollar cost average, into the S&P 500 and DCA into Bitcoin at a 30 to 70 ratio for the next 10 years and or up to when you have invested at least $10,000. In fact, I may start such a strategy next week. What do you think? What is your strategy? Do you know how to produce cash flow every week and beat the S&P 500? Do you invest in Bitcoin? Which again may prove to be the smartest investment of the decade. As you develop, analyze, and implement your strategy, please check back to see how my small account performs against the S&P 500 from week to week by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Thank you.